Good morning. Right now, investigators in Japan have no answers for a deadly attack on a group of schoolgirls. One girl and one man, believed to be a parent, are dead this morning. 16 others are wounded, most of them children. Authorities say the attack happened today outside a private school in Kawasaki, which is a city south of Tokyo. Authorities say the attacker had a knife in each hand, screaming at the girls that he was going to kill them. The attacker is dead, too, of a self-inflicted wound. As we begin our coverage today, we're listening in on this. This is a news conference at the school, the Caritas Elementary School, a news conference. The principal of the school is there, along with the school director, so a number of school officials. It's all in Japanese, so we are awaiting transcripts, and certainly we'll update you with any new information. But we are going to begin our coverage with reporter Katie Starr, who is in Tokyo this morning. Back on our show, Katie, just back, I know, from the scene of this violence in Kawasaki. What can you tell us this morning?
Yes, well, I've had a translator working with me watching this press conference right now. They're really focusing on the children here. They are saying that all the children will be offered counseling services, including the ones who didn't witness the attack, to help them through their trauma. There is no motive known yet, but police continue to investigate as to why and how this attack happened. Prime Minister Abe, Shinzo Abe of Japan, he is also focusing on the children as his top priority right now. He called an emergency meeting earlier today with his education minister and the Public Safety Commission chair to discuss what urgent measures they can put in place across the country, actually, to help children and to keep them safe going to and coming from school.
Katie, I want to get to, some of the context because this is such a rarity in the country of Japan. But in terms of the details of exactly what happened, I mentioned some in the introduction to you. What is your understanding, having been to the scene of the crime? What happened there?
Yes, as we know right now, just the very basics, a man came running up to this bus stop where children were waiting for their private Catholic school, an all-girls school. He ran up to them yelling something that he was going to kill them. He had 2 knives, is what is being reported there to us. And right now, one girl is dead. A man believed to be a parent. We don't know if he was the parent of the girl who died or not. He has also died of his injuries. Right now, the police are continuing to investigate, but the city, Kawasaki, the country is just in shock.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that reaction, if you would, because if you look back through history, knife attacks have happened before in Japan, but violent crime is very rare in the country where you are, and we know it to be one of the safest countries in the world. So what is the reaction to children being targeted and killed?
In Kawasaki, it's about 30 minutes outside of Tokyo. A lot of people live there and commute into the city because it's cheaper. There's more space to raise your kids. And the street where I was on, right where the attack happened, actually, is just this quiet residential street. There's a park, there's apartment buildings, a soba restaurant. There's this sense of peace and calmness that was completely shattered today. Now, in Japan, it's very common for children as young as 6, actually, to ride the bus to school themselves, to walk on the streets by themselves, because of that sense of security, and that's really been attacked here. So I was speaking with a young mom at the park right across from the bus stop where the attack happened. She had brought her children to the park to play, and she wanted to check out some kindergartens that her 3-year-old son might be attending. And as her son was going down the slide, she said to me, the hardest thing about being a parent is knowing that you can't protect them when you're not there. And even sometimes when you are there, it's not good enough. And I think that's a sentiment that parents around the world, certainly in Canada, can relate to. But that sense of shock and powerlessness is really gripping the country right now, Heather.
Katie, I thank you very much, and we'll be back to you for updated information on this. Obviously, our coverage just beginning. There is Katie Starr in Tokyo. And again, let's just look in quickly to tell you what is happening here in Kawasaki. A number of officials with the Caritas Gakuen Elementary School. This is the private Catholic school that, as I mentioned, has ties to an order of nuns based in Quebec. There are 3 people at that desk. I only have titles for two, the school director, the principal of the school there, and someone else as well. But we're listening in and we'll bring you updated information, as Katie said, focusing on the students and the supports that will be offered to the school children. We'll continue to watch this and bring you updates on the breaking news.